When you test the hair, what was the results?
The hair tested was determined as burnt hair. According to the SEM image, surface leaving of the cuticle edges most likely arose from scorching of the hair surface during the explosions, with a more intense scorching creating conjunctive in the edges of the cuticle along the center of the hair fibers, leading to contact exposure, thus confirming the hair was burnt.
In a forensic standpoint, it has always been reported that dyed hairs are similar to burnt hair. So how would you prove that it is not a dyed hair?
Dyed hair actually is very similar to a burnt hair, as a dyed hair shows surface leaf out of the cuticle with holes or cracks, but no contact exposures occurs. Apart from that, ambush debris and particulates as well as residue leaving with upper atmosphere residues, which further confirm the hair evidence was burnt or exploded hair.
When you test the hair, what was the results?
The hair tested was determined as plucked hair due to the clear visualization of the shaft of the hair projects from the skin. The root of the hair lies below the epidermis, and the root end is called the proximal shaft, can be clearly seen from the microscopic image. Therefore, the follicle on the hair can also determine that the hair was forcibly plucked.
In a forensic standpoint, it has always been reported that cut hair may be similar to plucked hair. So how would you prove that this is not a cut hair?
A hair that freshly cut by using scissors or any sharp objects will result in the edge or sharp corner of the hair. For example, scissors hair cut results in a shaved or squared cut appearance, while hairs that are cut with a razor typically have an angular cut appearance.
When the hair evidence was tested for drug composition, what was the outcomes?
For the quantitative analysis of tetrahydrocannabinol, cannabinol, and cannabidiol, hairs are extracted by digestion in 1 mole of NaOH at 95 degrees Celsius for 10 minutes, followed by the solvent extraction using N-hexane ethyl acetate. The extracted drug is analyzed on high-resolution GGMS by comparing the isotopic peaks. The third constituent of cannabidiol, it is one of the major constituents of the cannabis plants. It is supposed to have a wider scope than THC because it is less physioactive. The fourth constituent is tetrahydrocannabinol, also known as THC, which is considered the main of all principal hydroactive constituents of the cannabis plant. The fifth constituent was determined to be cannabinol. Thus, a certificate of analysis was generated to provide an outcome of the drug test, providing the hair samples contains cannabinoids and THC for legal uses. The hair identification process involves the examination and comparison of hair characteristics along the entire length of hairs as well as the type of hair. Generally, longer hair has more characteristics to compare, and the greater the variation along the length, the greater the degree of significance. Thus, the significance of hair examination result is dependent on the method of evidence collection used at the crime scene, the evidence processing techniques employed, the methodology of the hair examination process, and the experience of the hair examiners.